Hello and welcome back. My name is Alex, and today we are diving headfirst into the fascinating and sometimes frankly bewildering world of vexillology. That's the fancy word for the study of flags, and it's a world where imitation isn't just flattery, it's practically a tradition. Have you ever been watching an international sporting event, maybe the Olympics, and thought you saw the same flag pop up for two completely different countries? Well, you probably weren't imagining it. Some national flags look so similar, you might mistake one country for another. It's a phenomenon that speaks volumes about shared history, cultural connections, and sometimes just pure, unadulterated coincidence. So, here's the challenge for today. We're going to embark on a global tour of these doppelganger flags, these vexillological twins separated at birth. I'll present you with pairs of flags that could easily be confused in a quick glance. And your job is to see if you can spot the differences. Some are subtle, a mere whisper of a change in hue, while others are a bit more obvious once you know what you're looking for. It's a test of your attention to detail, and a fantastic way to learn some quirky bits of history and geography along the way. Are you ready to put your eyes to the test? Let's see how sharp your flag spotting skills really are. We'll explore why these similarities exist, from shared revolutionary ideals to simple design choices that just happen to overlap across continents and centuries. So grab your magnifying glass, or just, lean closer to your screen, and let's begin our journey into the world of flags that look suspiciously alike. Our first stop brings us to a case that is, without a doubt, one of the most famous and perplexing in the flag world, the flags of Chad and Romania. At first, second, and even third glance, these two flags appear to be absolutely identical. Both are vertical tricolors featuring stripes of blue, yellow, and red. They stand as a testament to how two nations separated by thousands of miles, one in Central Africa, the other in Eastern Europe, can independently arrive at the exact same design. It's a beautiful, if slightly confusing moment of international synchronicity. But here is where the tiny, almost imperceptible difference lies. The secret is in the shade. Officially, the blue stripe on the flag of Chad is a darker indigo shade, while Romania's is a slightly lighter cobalt blue. This difference is so subtle that, depending on the flag manufacturer or the lighting conditions, they can be functionally indistinguishable. Chad actually considered changing its flag to avoid the confusion, but ultimately decided to stick with its design, which was adopted in 1959. Romania's flag, in its current form, dates back to 1989, after the fall of communism, but its tricolor roots go all the way back to the 19th century. Next, we sail from the world of subtle shades to the world of subtle measurements with the flags of Indonesia and Monaco. Both flags are simple, elegant, and powerfully symbolic, consisting of two horizontal stripes, red on top and white on the bottom. This design, known as a horizontal bicolor, is one of the oldest in the world. For Indonesia, the red and white colors trace their heritage back to the Majapahit Empire of the 13th century, symbolizing courage and purity, respectively. The modern flag was officially adopted when Indonesia declared independence in 1945. Across the globe, the tiny European Principality of Monaco uses what appears to be the very same flag. Their red and white design is based on the heraldic colors of the House of Grimaldi, the ruling family, which have been in use since the 14th century. So, what's the difference? It all comes down to proportions. The Indonesian flag has an official ratio of 2:3, while Monaco's is a slightly more square 4:5. It's a difference you'd likely never notice unless you had a ruler and a whole lot of time on your hands. Indonesia even rejected a complaint from Monaco about the similarity, citing their flag's much older historical origins. This next pair is a fantastic story of a coincidence so perfect it could only be discovered at the Olympics. For a time, the nations of Haiti in the Caribbean and Liechtenstein in Europe had the exact same flag, a horizontal bicolor of blue on top and red on the bottom. Both countries had adopted their flags independently in the preceding centuries, completely unaware of the other's identical design. Haiti's flag was inspired by the French tricolor during their revolution, with the white stripe symbolically removed. Liechtenstein's colors were derived from the livery of its royal household in the 18th century. This remarkable duplication went unnoticed on the world stage until the 1936 Summer Olympics in Berlin. It was there that the delegations from both countries arrived and discovered, presumably with some surprise, that they were marching under the same banner. To avoid future confusion, Liechtenstein decided to make a small but significant alteration. The following year, in 1937, they added a gold crown to the top left corner of the blue stripe, symbolizing the nation's status as a principality. And just like that, an Olympic-sized identity crisis was solved with a touch of royal flair. Staying in Europe, let's look at another case of tricolor twins: Luxembourg and the Netherlands. Both flags feature 3 horizontal stripes of red, white, and blue, a classic combination that has inspired countless other flags around the world. The Dutch flag, with its deep vermilion red and cobalt blue, is one of the oldest tricolors still in national use, with its origins dating back to the 16th century Dutch revolt against Spain. It has been a powerful symbol of independence and republicanism for centuries. Just next door, the Grand Duchy of Luxembourg uses a flag that, at a distance, looks exactly the same. But the key differences are, once again, in the details of color and proportion. Luxembourg's flag uses a much lighter sky blue for its bottom stripe, a shade that is noticeably different from the Netherlands' deep blue when seen up close. Additionally, the red stripe is a brighter shade, and the flag itself is often longer, with a common proportion of 3:5 compared to the Dutch 2:3. These colors were derived from the coat of arms of the House of Luxembourg, which features a red lion on a field of white and light blue stripes. Now we journey to the Southern Hemisphere, to 2 closely linked nations, whose flags are a constant source of confusion for outsiders: Australia and New Zealand. Both flags are a variant of the British blue ensign, featuring the Union Jack in the canton, the top left corner, on a blue field. This reflects their shared history as former British colonies. Both flags also prominently feature the Southern Cross constellation, a familiar sight in the night sky of the Southern Hemisphere, and a powerful symbol of their shared geography. The differences, however, are crucial. The Australian flag features 6 white stars. 5 of these represent the Southern Cross, but they are 7-pointed stars, except for the smallest one, which has 5 points. The 6th, larger star below the Union Jack is the 7-pointed Federation Star, representing the 6 original states and the territories of Australia. New Zealand's flag, on the other hand, displays only 4 stars in its depiction of the Southern Cross. These stars are red with a white border, and they each have 5 points. There is no large Federation Star, which is the quickest way to tell them apart. Our next pair of flags takes a familiar design and simply flips it. The flags of the Republic of Ireland and the Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire, in West Africa both use a vertical tricolor of green, white, and orange. The symbolism is potent and distinct for each nation. For Ireland, the green represents the Gaelic and Catholic traditions, the orange represents the Protestant followers of William of Orange, and the white in the center symbolizes the lasting peace and hope for unity between the two. The Ivory Coast's flag uses the very same colors but in the reverse order: orange, white, and green. Here, the orange stripe represents the savannas of the north, the green represents the coastal forests of the south, and the white stripe symbolizes the nation's rivers and the unity between north and south. It's a classic case of mirrored design. The easiest way to remember which is to think geographically. Ireland has its green stripe on the hoist side, the side closest to the pole, which is on the west, just like the green landscape of the Emerald Isle. For our final example, we head to the chilly north to look at 2 flags that share a common design heritage, the Nordic Cross. The flags of Norway and Iceland both feature this iconic design, an off-center cross that is a trademark of Scandinavian countries, originally popularized by the flag of Denmark. Both flags use the same color palette of red, white, and blue, colors often associated with liberty and revolution, but they arrange them in a completely different way, creating distinct national identities. The Norwegian flag features a red field with a white-bordered blue Nordic cross. It's sometimes called the mother of all flags because its colors can be seen to contain the flags of France, the Netherlands, Finland, Poland, and others within its design. Iceland's flag, in contrast, features a blue field with a white-bordered red Nordic cross. Essentially, it's a color-swapped version of the Norwegian flag. The blue represents the mountains and the sea, the white represents the snow and ice, and the red symbolizes the island's volcanic fires, a powerful tribute to Iceland's unique landscape. And there you have it, a whirlwind tour of some of the world's most confusingly similar flags. From subtle shifts in color to mirrored designs and added crowns, the world of vexillology is full of these fascinating overlaps. It reminds us that while nations strive to create unique symbols of identity, they are often drawing from a shared pool of historical events, design principles, and sometimes they just land on the same great idea completely by accident. It's a beautiful and humanizing element of our global tapestry, showing that we are all connected in ways we might not even realize. So, how did you do? Did you spot the differences before I pointed them out? Were there any pairs that you've personally mixed up in the past? I would love to hear about it. Let us know in the comments below if you've ever confused any of these flags, or if there are other flag-alikes that you think we should have included in this list. Your comments are one of my favorite parts of making these videos, and they help us all learn a little bit more. It's like a global classroom right here in the comments section. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. If you enjoyed geeking out over flags and learning some fun facts, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel for more explorations into the fascinating corners of our world. I'm HR, and I'll see you in the next video. DFTBA.